We're just talking really monotone. Hi guys, welcome back to Frankie and Kallie, where we take you along on our adventures, share with you our goals, and film weekly vlogs. Today we are filming a how to travel with animals.
And we're just going to show you some of the most important steps. We researched a bunch of different airlines, try to get the best picture on how you should travel with your pets, specifically dogs and cats.
Yes, I was just going to say that. We focus on dogs and cats just because they're the most common animals. But if you have anything else like a rabbit or birds or even a lizard, I'm sure there are other resources that can help you with that. But should we get into it?
Yes, we should. Let's get
do
to it.
So a little backstory that I kind of want to start with. We're filming this video because we have a dog, as you can see, this is Fox. And then we have 2 cats, and we had to look into this stuff anyways to kind of start pre-planning, and we were like, why don't we make a video out of it?
Yeah, so we're just going to share this with you guys, and hopefully it helps you as much as it's going to help us.
Yeah. So let's get into it, and we'll start it off with cats. Traveling with cats can be an interesting situation. I know that every time I take our 2 cats to the vet, it is just a mission. I'll say it's a mission. There's a lot of meowing, not wanting to leave the house, and just not liking the carrier. But I realized I was doing it wrong, and I learned a few things, and I'm going to share them with you now. If you're planning a trip, whether that is a road trip or you are flying with your cat, the first thing you will want to do is make sure that they have a collar with their name and your contact information on that in case they somehow escape. So that is the first thing. And our cats don't have collars, so we need to get them collars. They used to when they were kittens, but then they grew out of them. they grew a lot. Yeah, so we need to get them collars. That's the most important thing. The next thing is, if you are staying at a hotel with your cat, you are going to want to triple check that they allow cats, because some hotels are very clear on yes, we could accept dogs, or no, we don't. But sometimes they don't make it clear on if cats are allowed or not. So just pick up the phone and call, and just to have that peace of mind. And just know that there might be an extra fee. But I mean, give and take. It is just what you have to do. And these next few tips are specific for road trips. If you are leaving, say at like 10 a.m., you'll want to stop feeding them that morning, probably around 7 or 8. And you'll also want to play with them a good chunk of bit, just so they can have their energy out, they're exhausted, and they're ready to sleep in the car. Not feeding them helps with motion sickness, kind of makes their belly just easier and not as queasy. And if you are doing a long road trip, like across the United States, plan to stop every 2 to 3 hours for a bathroom break and then giving them food and water. And I know what you're thinking, bathroom break for cats, how is that gonna work? I have a litter box, it's smelly, it's messy, what am I gonna do? But there are travel litter boxes, which is something I just learned, and it's mind-boggling, yeah.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah. So they're like soft-sided, basically. They're just like a rectangle, nothing too fancy or big, and they have a zip top. So like you just pick it up, put it in your car, probably in the trunk or your back seat, and then when they need to go, you just unzip it and you're good to go. And then you close it, and there's no mess, and it's just awesome. I looked on Amazon, they were usually $15 to $25, so nothing too expensive. Another thing to know is cats love a routine and just being in a comfortable environment. Traveling will probably be stressful to them because it's unfamiliar, they're not in their routine. So what you want to do is make it as comfortable for them as possible. If you're buying a new carrier, set it out a week or 2 before you're planning to leave, just so they can smell it, they can sit in there, they can put toys in there. You just want to get them comfortable with it. And then when you're leaving, plan to take a few toys, a blanket, their bed, anything that reminds them of home to bring with you. And if you're flying with them, research into if your airline accepts cats as a carry-on or not. Sometimes they let you just put them under the seat in front of you like you would with your purse or your backpack. Sometimes they have to go in the cargo, so you'll just want to research, pick up the phone, call them, and figure that out. Delta had a pretty good one for dogs, but I didn't see anything for cats, so I don't have any super helpful tips on that one, but just look into it.
Alright, and so as for dogs, you see we have this puppy named Fox here. We just got him around 6 months ago, so we really did intensive research on dogs just so he can be comfortable. So you won't want to have him in the front seat just because they can be really distracting. On short trips, there's an exception, but with long trips, they get really antsy. They can cause an accident, get you distracted. It's just not safe for the dog, not safe for you. I'll most likely just try to keep them in a kennel, or I know some dogs are smaller and they have like these carry-on.
Yeah, like they kind of are almost like seat belts. I don't know how to describe it, but
it's safe for them.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to keep your pets safe. So every airport has a pet kind of restroom. Is it specifically for dogs?
Yeah, they're specifically for dogs. It's usually just a small room with a patch of turf, and then like, I've never been in it, but I know I've seen them.
So one of the most important things you'll want to do is make sure there isn't any restrictions for your pets. I know we researched for Delta, and Fox would be okay with flying
as a carry-on, so he would go in the seat in front of us. But if you had a bigger dog, they might have to go in the cargo area underneath the plane, or you could possibly get them a separate ticket and they could sit in the seat next to you. But again, it depends on your airline, so just call, get that figured out. Sometimes they have information online. Delta had a really great one on dogs, so just look into it.
And if you're driving, you'll want to stop every 2 to 3 hours just for a bathroom break if they need food, or just not be driving for just a little bit.
Stretch their legs.
It helps them out a lot. I know this little guy, he has to pee every hour. So if we drove, it's gonna be a very long road trip. We're getting prepared for that. And again, for road trips, for driving, you wanna make sure that you don't feed them before you leave, just because they are known for getting a lot of motion sickness, etc. So just definitely keep in mind of that as well. And also, just to make them feel at home, and just so they don't have any kind of anxiety, bring as many toys, pee pads, anything from home that just makes them feel at home, so they're not uncomfortable.
And to finish things off, we have a few other tips we want to share with you that apply to both cats and dogs. The first one being, check with your vet first. Just go in and get them a checkup. Make sure there's nothing wrong, no underlying conditions, and just, make sure your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, and just get their approval that yes, they're healthy enough to either go on a flight or on a long road trip. And then again, make sure your animals have collars with identification on them and addresses that they can contact you. And if you do have the microchipped, make sure you have it registered. That's so common, is to get your animal microchipped, but then you never register it. So get that registered, upload a photo within that system, and just have everything updated. You don't want anything to go wrong. And then a common thing to know, or maybe an uncommon thing, I don't know. If you have an animal with a pushed in face, like a pug, they can't really fly. It's not recommended to fly. So again, talk to your vet on that, because it can kind of restrict their breathing with the air pressure changing. And this is a big one, you guys. Do not leave your animals alone in the car, especially if it's super hot out in the summer or cold in the winter. I know it's kind of a pain, but like, if you can and you're traveling with 2 people, always leave someone in the car. Or if you have to run into the store quick, you're just gonna have to figure it out. Maybe if they're small enough, bring them in with you if you can, or I don't know, like, you're just gonna have to figure that out. Keep that in mind, but that is a big no-no. I know I already mentioned this too, but practice driving with them. Seriously, like a few weeks leading up to your departure, just go on a short ride around the neighborhood, go on it again the next day, make it a little bit longer. Just get them used to the car, their carrier, anything. And if you're flying with an animal, try to get a direct flight. That just makes the process easier, quicker, especially if you have an animal in the cargo area underneath. That just kind of puts a peace of mind to everything, so you don't have to worry about if they got on the flight or not. And then also, if you do have an animal in the cargo area, just let the flight attendant know so they're alert. So that's what we have for you guys today. Did you learn something new? Is there anything else that we missed that you want to share? If so, leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, we hope you learned something new, and we'll be back with a new video on Thursday. But otherwise,
like and subscribe, guys. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.